Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Q&A with Debbie J. I am Heather, one of your co-hosts of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Tracy is my other co-host. We're on different sides this time, Tracy.
I know.
My co-host, and we are excited to have the effervescence. I was thinking of a good word. Debbie, to add some laughter and fun to this. So we're going to be talking about that. Just a few housekeeping things. If you're watching the replay, put a comment. We'll circle back and catch them if we can. If you have a question, if you have any little issues with any of the freebies or any of the VIPs, if you're a VIP bonus, we haven't been talking about that, Tracy. If you're a VIP, if you have the VIPs, just reach out. Debbie will help explain what's going on. Everyone's got a different claim. I realized the one that was just in the group was a VIP question on your.
I think I answered it. So
yeah,
for you guys that haven't already gotten the VIP bonus that I'm offering, I'm actually offering a twofer, and I probably should have changed it when I realized, hey, Miss Ruth, that when I realized that the mini course is actually going to be bigger than I had initially intended. So what I'm giving is a mini course in light up cards. So it's going to take you basically from, at least give you the basics, taking you from the one light, which I used on, I think that's the one I used on the card. That's the individual light. That's like a little flashlight. It's awesome. All the way into being able to create cards with copper tape from Chibitronics. So that's the plan for that one. I still have to record a lot of things for it, but I also wanted to give you something before that. So my next, Craft Along workshop is coming up a week from this Saturday. So it's going to be on the 16th, and you guys get access to that one too. So that's a live workshop. So you get to craft with me, chat with me a whole bit. And the replay is going to be available for at least 30 days. So I've got it set up so it's like a 60-day from when you order, something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to make it so you can be purchased after the fact too, to keep it up there longer, if that makes any kind of sense. So you will get at least 30 days access to that. So that means you got more than what, yeah, I think I gave too much this time.
Never too much. We love it. So that's for the VIPs. So if somebody's wondering what we're talking about, that's for the VIPs, and we haven't been talking about enough today.
To get the bonus, you have to put both in your cart. So the coupon code works for both. So the question was, I've got this in my cart, but the coupon's not working. The reason was they didn't have the other thing in the cart. So you have to put both of them in there. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If you have any other problems after that, though, I'm going to use my button. Send me an email at Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Let me know. I will be more than willing to help. I know Heather and Tracy have been awesome, but I also know that they're bombarded by everybody's stuff instead of just mine.
True enough. we did put instructions too. So if you are a VIP, everybody's VIP is, and even the non-VIPs, all the freebies are all unique. Sometimes you need a code, sometimes you don't. And we all know all these carts that we use.
Yep.
Sometimes the code goes on the first page. Sometimes the code goes on the third page. So just read the instructions.
Everybody's website is different. Doesn't matter where you go shopping. It's still going to always be different. And I'm seeing a bunch of folks saying hello in the chat that I know. So hello, Miss Ruth. Hello, Miss Susan. Who else? Arlene said hi to me directly. Hello, Annie is from the Treasure Coast in Florida, another Floridian. So and Susan is saying, love the lights in your cart. I love the lights too. So, I mean, Amanda with Pear Blossom Press and her husband, they're geniuses. They have made it so super easy. And I just want to share how easy it is because I keep learning more ways to do it. And it's like, yes, let's do some more. And it's so fun. And I know I get excited, but you know what really thrills me even more? When I give one of those cards to somebody and the expression on them. I had a friend that I sent a Christmas card to. She's a friend of mine over on Twitch, so she has a streaming channel over there. So during her live stream, she opened the card. That's kind of the thing that we like to do, right? We like to share. So she opens it up, and she's showing everybody how pretty it is. And I say, push the button. And she looks at us like, button? What button? And she pushes it and then she goes, ah, oh my God. She was so excited because she had no idea it lit up until I told her to do it. And I think I saved the clip. I love that one. That was the best. That was absolutely the best response I've gotten on any of my cards ever.
There you go. So let's start off and let's introduce who you are to people. So I think we already introduced Tracy and me. I don't even know if we did. We went all over the place with this because this is what happens with Debbie and we're used to it. I'm your co-host and your techie, and Tracy's a scrapbooker, and we are the founders. I never said this. Creators of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit and the Scrapbooking Fun Circle, which we haven't. We got to get better talking about things, Tracy. So if you're it's always the first day is always like we've been dealing with all the registration stuff that goes on. If you are having any issues, any tech issues, just there's a post in the group that you can post on, or you can reach out and respond to any email. There are some weird things going on right now where you might be told that we have a Trojan on our site. We do not. It is actually the tool, not us. And so it's got nothing to do with us, but we can help you get into the site and fix that. So just reach out. We're working through them all. If there's a freebie that's not working right now, the two Alicias who are both in Australia are just waking up. One of them I fixed and I know what went wrong with that one. So that one's fine. The other one, we'll reach out to her when she comes up. So just let you know that. So reach out, do that. If you do want to access Debbie's class, we'll talk about it again. You have the VIP. And we also have the circle, which we'll talk about. But Debbie, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And
I'm sorry. I
keep crazy world.
I keep reading the chat. I'm sorry. Susan says they know you so well, Debbie. And then somebody says, "You mean there are?" Arlene says, "You mean there are crafters that don't know Debbie?"
Debbie. There are. It's a discovery.
I would expect them to. And Miss Ruth, with all the things that she just put up on the.
Oh, there you go. See, they're repeating. There you go.
Yes, I had to include the emote wall. You guys love it so much. So, my name's Debbie. I'm with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and I've basically been making cards for, I don't know, well, this way of cards anyway, for probably about 7 years. Years and years and years ago, I remember getting cards and running out when I needed to send them out. Ducks. Okay. Anyway, sending out cards and running out. And then there was a computer program. That's kind of discovered the A2 size because you fold a piece of paper in half, you fold it the other way, and it's a card. I decided to start messing around with my planner right after I got out of college. Yes, it took extra 20 years to go through college. But after I got out of college, I wanted to use my planner to get more focused on some of the things I was doing, like for work and that sort of thing. And I got a planner. I hated the pages, decided to make my own because, yeah, I can do that. And then I discovered stamps, planner stamps. And then I'm looking on YouTube and whatever, and I come across Jennifer McGuire. And I was like, what? You can do that? And I've been going further and further down the card making rabbit hole ever since. I don't do scrapbooks, mostly because my stepkids are full grown. They're grown. They don't care about the stuff. My husband doesn't care about the stuff. It's all digital photos. So I don't really have anybody to share any of the stuff with. So instead I stick to cards. Plus, cards are a manageable size. If you've ever tried doing paintings, they take a long time. They take up a lot of space if you want to store it. And you're going to have to do a lot of them to get good, right? Cards are little. They're little small works of art. So you can practice a lot. It costs almost no money if you decide you want to throw it out because it sucks. And you do get to, the thing is, more practice, the better you're going to get. So I am making cards all the time. Actually, last night with limited supplies because I'm on vacation, I made this one. It's just some stenciling and colored pencils, which I suck at, but colored pencils and scissors. I actually fussy cut. I don't do that often. But I'm sitting in there watching TV with my family while we're on vacation and decide, I need to color. So I started coloring and a card came out of it. It just takes time and practice. That's all it takes. And then the light up cards. Oh my goodness. I have tried doing the copper tape thing in the past and I struggled with it. So that's one reason why I do want to teach how you can grow into it if you want to go and do more advanced things once you get to that point. Whole point of the mini course. But then I came across the Pear Blossom Press Easy Lights. I'm not sure how long Amanda's had those out, but I am in love. And recently I joined her design team. So I'm doing at least one a month just for her design team. So I've got all of the lights, and I definitely want to take you from the very, very easiest one, which is basically a thing that's this big with a battery, a button, and a light, to be able to add a light anywhere. You can do the same thing with your scrapbook paper, scrapbook pages, because she's also made the mechanism so thin, it fits really, really easy. It's like you need a little bit of foam and you're good. But the thing you need to take into consideration is you have to hold the button for the light to come on. If you put them in a scrapbook and you close the book, you may be pushing on the button, so you may have to put something in there to keep the battery from actually activating. But you can absolutely use them on pretty much any paper project. I think you could probably use it on things that aren't paper, right? Now I'm thinking about it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to think of some other stuff. Sandy says, I have not used these lights or the Chibitronics. I use individual diodes with copper tape. The last one I made, I added a switch. Now I want to work on adding flashing or twinkling lights. Exactly. I attended a Chibitronics class at Creativation. So I got to meet G, who is the owner and the brainchild behind all of it, and the folks that are her helpers there. I found out, this is something I did not know, and my husband's an engineer. I did not know that there are different types of adhesive for the copper tape, depending on what you buy. Some is conductive, some is not. The stuff I have at home, because I did the same thing, I bought all the little individual LEDs. I've got a ton of them. And all of the copper tape. I've got at least like 3 big rolls of it. And the adhesive on those are not conductive, meaning you layer them, it doesn't work. You have to do it right the first time, because I'm one that, I'll mess up. I'll have to layer stuff, and it doesn't work right. But the Chibitronics, they've got some new fabric tape. I think it's been out a year. That stuff is fabulous. It's got the right conduction on there. And I got to use that too. So during my course that I'm going to be doing for you guys, it's going to take you from one all the way to the end, because I've got the stuff. I'm getting some more stuff from Amanda. I'm going to be ordering that when I get back home. But we're going to have all the things. You're going to get to see all the things. And my plan for afterwards is there will be additional classes that you can take later on to do deep dives.
Excellent. So we have a question, but I'm going to hold off on that one until you actually tell what you made, Jerry. I know you don't have it with you. But what was your project?
My project was a light up card. And I kind of combined 2 of my loves, light up cards, and Simon. I'm not going to answer that, Susan. Simon Hurley solar paste. That is the new neon that just came out a couple of months ago. So that stuff is fabulous. But I wanted to be nice and bright. So the card is black. It's got all of these candles in the background using a Simon Hurley stamp and the new neon solar paste. And then of course we have a light on there as well. So it's a really cool birthday card. And I think you said, did you have a picture, even though I'm working on it? Yeah.
I'm working on it. I hit the wrong button.
I told you guys, I'm on vacation, and that's one of the things I did not bring with me. I didn't bring any dies, didn't bring a die cutting machine, none of the things. I'm actually thinking about stocking some things up here a little bit more. I do have paper. That was what we bought the last time, which was like 2 years ago. So I got a lot of recollections paper here, and it's like I used some for the first time in probably a year. It's like, oh my God, how thin is that? I'm not used to it anymore. Okay, well, Susan was wanting to know what was my ugliest card I ever made. It's like, honey, I don't remember. Those are the ones I throw in the trash. It's like you try something and
it's what's in the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So there you go.
That's true. And I have given out cards that I didn't really like, but then people loved them. It's like, okay, I'm glad you liked that.
Okay, here it comes. In 1 second, maybe. As I go through technology.
Come on. There we go.
There we go. Oh yeah, now I remember. The lights are behind some of the balloons. So we've got 4 balloons on there. 3 of them have a light behind them, and the last one has a button where you say press here, and it lights up. So you have 3, and I think I used the twinkle lights in this one too. So Pear Blossom Press has got different versions, mostly because there's so many things you can do with lights. So they've made mechanisms for a bunch of them. So
there we go.
One light, simple, a little flashlight that is the easiest one to do. This one was actually a little bit more complicated because it's got 3 lights, but they're on wires. You can position them wherever you want to, and you just hit the little button and it pulls.
So did you write in the press here, or did it come with the press here on the?
we've got there is a stamp set. There's actually several different ones, but Pear Blossom Press has their own. That includes it's a stamp and die set that includes a bunch of different stamps, like the press here. There's a push. There's different things like that. There are
you can't see the press here. There it is.
that have got like teardrop shapes, so small, medium, and large, so that you can have more light show through. And it has. Okay, and there is something so you can actually put a door inside your card. So if the battery starts running low, you can replace the battery. And she has replacement batteries on the website. So Amanda is always trying to make everything easier and better for all of us. And I've gotten to know her pretty well. I've worked with her. I've gone to Creativation with her. I got to hang out with her in her booth at Creativation this last year. I got to, I was honored enough to work with her at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo that was in Orlando. Yeah, words. Sorry, I don't speak.
Okay.
The Stamp and Scrapbook Expo that was in Orlando last year. And we taught a ton of people how to make a simple light up card using that one light. And every time I get to get around with her, I get to know her even better. Her and her husband are fabulous.
Which is great. So, and it's a beautiful card. It's a bright card. It's nice and bright.
Yes, like I said, it's all the neons. It's like the new neon green and orange. And yeah, this was a fun card to make. This was definitely a fun card to make. I could not resist the new Simon Hurley pastes. I couldn't do it.
And I would love to hear more about the paste, because I know there's the lunar paste and the solar paste, and
well, the lunar paste is what he came out with, and I mix up my words sometimes. I apologize. So the solar paste is what he came out with first. He's got a ton of colors, and the newest batch, of course, are these neons. That the neon green is the color that my husband likes his shoes to be when he goes out running, and I think he has a pair of shorts from high school that are that color. Yeah. And the solar paste came out somewhat recently, and when you look at them in the jar, it's a textured paste. It's one that you put through your stencils. This is also one of his stencils, so it's one that you put through the stencils, and they look white, but they've got mica in them that shifts the color a little bit. So they are really pretty, especially when you put them on black. You guys probably already know Lisa Horton. Love her too. And her Interference inks, it's kind of similar to that. She's got the inks. This is and I think they both kind of hit the market heavy around the same time. I have both, and I love Lisa too, because I got to meet her at Creativation too. But the the lunar paste, which is the white one, it has that sheen, so it looks white. It looks really light especially on a white background. But then when you tilt it, the color changes. So that is nice.
So you have a question besides, go on, there we go. Okay. Besides Amanda's Lights and Amazing World's Best Foam Tape and Foil, what is the card making supply you tend to use the most?
Susan. I know Susan is one of my buddies. She shows up at my live streams every week. Love you, Susan. But it's probably going to be cardstock. I go through a lot of white cardstock. I've got lots of white scraps, and I try to go through, to be honest, I try to go through my scraps more than I do anything, but still you wind up with, you have to cut lots and lots of panels. That's just the way it is. I go through a lot of paper.
And that kind of is a segue from the one we did with whoever we talked to a minute ago, Cindy, about using scraps to make clusters, right? Of just, what can you do with your scraps? Is that
I think that the balloons were actually made from a scrap that I added some of the paper to. I mean, some of the solar paste to. So that's why you've got the funky colors. It was the waste. When you get done through putting anything through a stencil, you've always got something extra on your stencil palette, right? So you just spread it out on something else, and the colors all mixed together weird, and I just cut them out into balloons and did the same thing for the happy birthday. So using all the things before, I don't throw much away. I'm a hoarder. I admit it. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So Arlene has the Cosmic
Shimmer. I have seen that. There's so many products out there that I want to try, and I haven't had a chance to all of them. There's a lot of pastes I still want to try. I do have a few different brands. The one I use most is, of course, the Simon Hurley, because I have all of them. But I haven't got the Cosmic Shimmer yet either. And that, if I remember right, is a powder.
No, it's like It's like a
Is
paste.
it a paste?
It's a paste, but
Okay.
it's not necessarily for like to do like the how am I gonna say
Yeah.
like levels, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not to do that. It just
It's a
goes
smooth.
on.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
nice
thing
and
with
smooth.
most of them. They do go on nice and smooth, and you can add them with a blending brush or something like that if you want to. But if you want to, if you want texture, you can usually add texture.
Yeah, and like the cosmic shimmer, see, because I remember that years
Yeah,
ago.
I've seen that too.
You know, it's got a sponge in the cap, so that's what you use, but you have to wet that sponge a little bit. And trust me, anybody up north, we have to watch about that product in the cold weather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Lisa, for those who want to see Lisa Horton's I'll get my brain going. She's on tomorrow. Yeah, Lisa Horton's tomorrow. She's great, and her, what are they called again? Her
interference inks.
Thank you.
Interference inks. There you go. If you have the VIP, Lisa's VIP is a video specifically for us on interference inks. She made it only for the VIPs, using her interference ink and putting them together. And I know people love her.
She is such a hoot. She is such a hoot. When I met her at Creativation last year, I was there basically by myself. That wasn't this March, but a year ago March. I was at the time, and it's like Amanda her flight hadn't come in. I was by myself. We were about to do the start of the whole thing, and I'm sitting at this table, this big table by myself, and this woman and all of her buddies walk in and want to know, hey, can we sit here? And you've heard her accent. So it's, so it's like, well, okay, sure. And so we're chit-chatting and everything. And then the next day, Amanda's telling me, oh, you've got to see this stuff. Because we were looking at some watercolors, some of the shimmery color change watercolors. And you've got to see this ink. It's like, okay. So I go over there. It's like, oh my God, it's you. And I think we've been good friends ever since. She's been planning on coming on doing a live stream with me ever since. And we just haven't been able to link up our schedules because she's in the UK and I'm in Florida, and there's the time thing. You guys know.
Busy. She's a busy lady.
Yeah.
I try to pop into her lives when I get a chance. It's like late on Friday night and early on Friday morning and that sort of thing. But she is such a sweetheart. She is absolutely a sweetheart. And she just recently, for you guys that don't know, she recently wound up with a collection at Spellbinders.
Yes, it's coming out.
Yes.
So,
and I got to see it in person with her.
So she is great, and she's next. She's tomorrow. All good.
Yep.
Any questions for Debbie about using lights? There was a question that went by earlier about using lights in the batteries in your cards, which is
I do know. I think someone asked if I send batteries with them.
Yes,
no, I don't.
No.
And to be honest, I still have some cards that I made like a year ago because those are ones that it's really hard for me to let go of because I love them so much that the batteries are still fine. In order for you to make sure that you don't have any problem, and Amanda's also told me that you can run them constantly for like 10 hours. But that means holding the button for 10 hours and your battery is still going to be fine. But if you do the door, you can replace them. And she's also got a pull stamp that if you do a little piece of it, I think I did it in the video too. I'm not 100% sure because I do it on some and not all. But you can add a piece of paper between the battery and the connection so the light does not light up. That way it won't go out. It won't go bad before you mail it. So you can mail the card. As soon as they open up, they'll see, oh, there's this white thing. What am I supposed to do? They pull that out and they'll be able to light up the card.
Which makes sense. Similar to the cards you buy to have that. So,
exactly. Exactly.
But
you can do it yourself.
Did you dive into using lights as soon as they came out, or did you hold off?
I would have to say that I held off. It's basically when I saw some stuff online. We are all YouTube University folks, so I saw some things. It was probably a Jennifer McGuire video, and I thought it was really cool. And I decided, okay, I'm going to try that. So I bought copper tape. I bought individual LEDs, all this stuff off of Amazon, and I struggled. I remember that there were a few that I had to ask my husband, okay, you told me how the circuit works. Now, why is this not working? So he designs speakers for a living. He knows all the electronic stuff. He knows his stuff. So he had to go back and help me fix it. I did a live stream at one point. It's a very old video. It's probably at least 3 years old, where me and one of my buddies both made light up Halloween cards live on stream with copper tape. I think she actually used fairy lights. So a big long string of fairy lights, but I used the copper tape in mine. It turned out cute. It was very, very, very thick though, because I was using what I had access to. This was before I discovered the Pear Blossom Press ones.
How long have they been out?
I don't recall. I think it's been at least a couple of years, but I don't know for sure. And Sandy said something about she put a pull slider in her card. Yeah, I've done that too. And I think I've done a light up card that had a slider in it. Last year, I made a shaker card with lights in it. So you can combine your interactive elements to give it just a little bit even more pop. Anytime you do any of those things, it just makes it really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, sorry, because we are memory keepers. They've had the lights for a little bit too. Is there a difference? Is there something that's better?
I'm going to, because I have the power of the internet, I'm going to look and see what the We Are Memory Keepers lights look like, because I don't know.
Hang on there.
Yeah, because I research stuff all the time.
Yeah. You know what? The thing is, I might even have something in stock I can go run and get.
Because I do know that, okay, the We Are Makers LED lights, I just found a picture of them on scrapbook.com. Those look exactly like Chibitronics. So even the shape of the little sticker, those are stickers, and those are exactly what Chibitronics uses. What Amanda's using is basically a little tiny circuit board that has your battery pack on there and a button, and then either the light on the end, the little LED light, or that has the has wires coming out with the lights on the end. And Susan's saying that Amanda carries Chibitronics. Absolutely. She's actually really good friends with G from Chibitronics, so they have been hand in hand all along. So yes, she does carry a lot of her stuff. They basically they each address lights on paper a little bit differently. Chibitronics is mostly designed on teaching how to do the paper circuits. So it's a STEM, it's an education thing. Amanda is, let's make this as easy as we can, because most of us card makers don't really want to learn another technical skill. We're doing this
science, right?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of things in our industry are ones where it was hard and people were doing all the things. And then somebody decided, okay, let's see if we can make it easier and get it into the craft room so that more people can do it. That's what Amanda's doing. Okay. Same thing with her foam tape. Oh my God. Who in the chat has tried out that foam tape yet? The world's best foam tape is the world's best foam tape. It is absolutely fabulous.
These are cards somebody posted on your thing.
I've
other ways of using lights.
I've commented and stuff. It's like, they're amazing. Absolutely love it. This one looks like she's got a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, which means she's probably using Chibitronics or string. Tim Holtz has got string lights that he's been using forever. So there are a lot of ways you can do it. It just depends on how much space do you want to take up and how much time do you want to put into it.
There's that one too, which is cool.
I like Arlene's question. She says, have you considered using that little things that record your voice to go in a card? I have one that I bought off of Amazon probably 4 years ago, and I haven't done it yet. Mostly because it has kind of the same technology. At the time I bought that, I was starting to try to do the lights, and I was, like a lot of you guys, intimidated by the whole thing, and it kind of got put off to the side as I was learning some other things.
So here's a great question.
It's okay.
Here's a question for you. What is your best advice for somebody brand new to card making?
Okay, I'll say this because I tend to be a perfectionist. Don't be me. Have fun with it. You're gonna make mistakes. Just go with it. I'd say that when I stopped worrying so much, and this goes for tech too, Ms. Heather, that when it goes for tech too, when I decided that being perfect didn't matter, just have fun and go with it. And if you're making a mistake on something, you know what? It probably just means you need to do more of it. I mean, when you first started coloring anything, let's say you get your alcohol markers and you're starting to color with those, you're not going to be good to begin with, but the more you practice, the better you're going to get.
Well, and also you have to stop being self-critical, because honestly, most of the time, if you sent that card made with love I always think, and Tracy says this a lot, is, kids who do this stuff don't criticize everything they do until their parents start criticizing them, and then they get criticism in them. But you know what? There really is no mistakes. It's just part of the learning process.
It wasn't my parents. It was the kids at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there is no mistakes. It's just,
and what do we do with our mistakes? Because I tend to get a little bit of ink where I don't want it. That's just an opportunity for embellishment. Isn't that what Catherine Pooler says?
I always just say, you just cover it up with something nice.
Yes.
There you go. Or
take a sand eraser, erase it if you can. If it doesn't work out, put something on top of it. If it really is bad, you can always start over, right?
And sometimes you just go, you know what? That is the embellishment right there. Makes a difference.
Yeah. You have a Debbie, who's your favorite chat heckler? Right?
I saw that. So today I would have to say that is Miss Susan Trimber. Which, if I remember right, I met you at a summit. Oh, okay. I met you in the chat at a summit. I think it was last year or the year before. So she's, like I said, she's one of the ones that comes and hangs out with me all the time. So in case you're interested in that, this is kind of what happens. Okay. We wind up with the emotes all over the screen. We wind up with, I try to make them interactive if I can. Okay. That's the thing. I go live every Tuesday night at 5:30 Eastern. Members on my channel, thank you, Miss Susan, for all the hands. I go live at 5 o'clock for all of my members. So I'm live from like 5 until 7 every Tuesday night. I try to go live on Thursdays, which I didn't do today, on Thursdays on Twitch. So I'm doing that as well. And mostly I'm just wanting to come and hang out with all my buddies. And Miss Ruth Miser in the UK is giving me a lot of the yeah. Oh, so Susan said that she came across me when I was streaming with my family. Probably last time I was here in Austin. I kind of live streamed and then left it in the hands of the people I had on as guests as we went to go and have dinner. I just try to have fun. I just try to have fun. I try to make all this as fun as I can for everybody, and try to be a little bit inspiring and educational and all the things, which is one reason why I did the classes.
Which is why you fit in with us. We called it Scrapbooking Fun Summit for a reason, because it's like, it needs to be fun. And that's why we do a conversational live Q&A versus somebody just on by themselves answering questions, because it's much more fun in a conversation.
Exactly.
And doing stuff like that and just following. And Debbie has some, what was your freebie, Debbie? I don't remember.
My freebie is a PDF that is a lot of different ideas for making light up cards.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So if you're in the free ticket, download Debbie's freebie. If you're VIP, you get both Debbie's freebie, but then you get access to her class, to her upcoming course. So it's a great bonus. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is, if one is enough, like the VIP pass is not crazy expensive. If you take advantage of one discount code, or you take advantage of one of the courses like Debbie's, it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
And so doing that is well worth it in doing that. And the other thing we're promoting, it would have been in your email today, is the Scrapbooking Fun Circle. So it's our membership, and our membership is basically, and I think we should have Debbie on.
Oh, don't worry.
Debbie's on your list. So what we do with our Scrapbooking Fun Circle is we have multiple events per month. One is the Crafters Clinic, which is basically bringing someone in and doing a workshop. So it's not a pre-recorded presentation. It is a live interactive workshop. We do craft together, craft and chat. There's at least one activity a week, which is live. So it's come together, craft. We vary the time because there's so many different time zones. We also have the challenge of the month, which is actually intended to help. Our first challenge was use your scrap in December. So we soft launched this in December. Our challenge this month is petals and paper, and it's to use your stencils. So we're going through of really trying to help you use what you have.
Stencils.
Exactly. Use what you have. And what you shared was a great example of, you're traveling, you brought some stuff with you, you can do a little bit of art. So
I brought some stencils, I brought some ink, and that's a new stamp set from Spellbinders, Stamp and Die of the Month. I didn't bring the die, so I had to friggin' fussy cut it. But those are just so cute. It's like little keys like you get when you go to a hotel. I think they're adorable. I haven't put a sentiment on it yet.
Exactly. So we do.
It's the key to your heart.
Yes, it's a key to my heart. Oh my God. Oh my God.
There you go.
Well, I'm even thinking with these, I could add lights to those because we've got a sun and we've got a lighthouse. I could add a light to either one of those on a card. I was like,
okay. And that's
that's okay. That's what goes through my head, people. I see the new stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
Like Scrappy Tales is coming out with a new collection, and one of them is a car. It's like, I can make that into a light up card.
Mm-hmm.
I had a headlight. That'll work.
No, yeah, that's working.
So Susan and Ruth are the ones that are heckling me the most.
They're heckling
I love
you.
you guys. You know that I love you guys.
And that's the good part about this. And that's why we do the live part in our circle, is to give people the interaction, the ability to ask questions of our speakers. We also have the ability to go back and watch anything that's been done. So
Absolutely.
last month in our club, we had someone who is one of our club members, and she did a presentation on how to use
Lisa Horton's inks.
Great.
And just had fun with
Yeah.
it. So she did the Aurora, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it this morning, the Aurora Borealis with that on black paper using her link.
I think
and it
I
was
saw
gorgeous.
a picture of that, so I think she posted it on Facebook or Instagram,
She
because
might
that
have.
sounds familiar. Yeah.
She did a bunch
I really
of
need to
cool
play
things.
with mine more. I've got, I think, 3 of them, and I haven't played with them as much. Just sometimes you get busy and you have to use the stuff that, when you're on a design team, you got to use their things, and sometimes you run out of time, and I'm real bad about saying, yes, I want to do that. It's like, do you want to play with this? Yes, please.
Thank you, Sandy. They're the part that we love the most too. So the live chats are the part I love most about this summit. Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
and
you for-
speaking of that, anybody who wants to, you're more than welcome to come and hang out with me and all of my buddies. Debbie J's Crafting Corner on YouTube. Yes, I'm Debbie J's Crafting Corner everywhere, by the way. But yeah, come and hang out with us. These folks, okay, you're already meeting a few of them in here that keep on bothering me, right? But it's like that all the time. They love having new folks in, and I want to have a lot more new folks come and hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of fun every week.
And that's why exactly that. It's getting people together and doing something
Yes.
different, and doing our craft and chats in our circle end up being conversations about everything.
Yep. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do any week.
Sometimes we have conversations that have nothing to do with scrapbooking, which is pretty good. And sometimes
they always talk about food. I have not seen any food talk yet.
We haven't had food conversations in ours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe it's because of the time of day.
Oh, jeez.
What was that from?
That's an alert. I think somebody followed me on Twitch, but I'm not on Twitch right now. I thought I turned that part off. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's connected to the I don't know. Tech.
All good.
Yeah.
All good. All fun. So we're a little crazy, but that's cool. No.
Yeah. I have a blast with all these folks. And you guys have been a hoot. Love it.
Any questions about light up cards and stuff for Debbie? Any questions for us? Oh, there you go again.
I'm not hitting the button. I promise. I do have a button that does that, but I didn't do it. I forgot to do that. I was going to do that at the beginning and I forgot.
So when do you stream on Twitch?
Usually it's on Thursdays, and you don't know if I'm going to be making something or if I'm going to be playing a game like Fortnite or something. I have been known to record my pre-recorded videos while I'm live streaming on Twitch. So you can sometimes see the behind the scenes of me saying, yes, start recording. But you kind of get to see it before it actually gets edited into the shorter version. So sometimes you can see that. But yeah, it's I try to have fun, and there is a growing crafting community there. I was recently in what's called a raid train on Twitch, similar to YouTube, but not. But on Twitch, when they end one stream, when they end a live stream, you can get redirected into another live stream, and they call it raiding. YouTube has added that feature on recently, and it's called redirection. Meaning at the end of my live streams, I do have a buddy that tends to go live right after me every time, and I redirect over to her because she's the only one that's given me permission to it. YouTube has got it where you have to give permission to the people before you can actually have anyone. It's a whole thing for their security and things like that. They don't want you to get majorly trolled by people you don't know. On Twitch, they invite people to go hang out. Yeah. Go to the next one. Yeah. They want it all in. But yeah, I was in a raid train, and there were 41 crafters, I think. This last one that was the beginning of May, and each person had a 2-hour slot.
Wow.
So it was like 5 days, 24. I think they may have taken like an hour off somewhere in between. I'm not sure, but I think it was 24/7 for 5 days.
Wow.
Everything from card making to tatting to diamond painting to crochet. They had a little bit of everything, and that community keeps on growing and growing. And if y'all are interested in it, it's called the Crafty Collective, and I can get you information. I'm talking to Tracy and Heather in case they're interested in this. But I can get you hooked up with Supreme. Her name is Supreme Doom. She is the cutest bundle of doom you've ever seen. But but on Twitch, they use handles instead of people's names. I go by Debbie J's Crafting Corner over there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's all different world. All these different things that exist out there. It's hard to keep up with all of it.
Yeah,
but
it's also more low key and slower. I mean, a lot of the live streams, we're trying to get everything done in an hour. If you know that you can just sit there and do whatever for however long you want, it's kind of low key and slower, and you can be on there for 4 hours to get a project done if it takes you that long, or you can just do a segment of it. So it's a different world when it comes to crafting over there.
Excellent.
I sometimes have it just playing in the background, kind of as comfy sounds while I'm doing other stuff.
Somebody asked, besides your class coming up on the 15th, what else do you have coming up to tell us about?
There's that one. I'm currently finishing up on my hot foiling mini course that if you're still looking into summits, there are some summits coming up that I am involved in as well. I can't remember off the top of my head which one I'm doing what for anymore because I've slept since then. But one of them, I know I am doing the hot foil mini course as the VIP bonus. And that recording and editing that one made me realize it's definitely worth more than the $27 that I told them it was worth.
Always are. You guys this is my business coach hat coming on, and this is what you guys should know.
Yeah.
The content that people are giving away free and the stuff that's in the VIP is all underpriced. It's worth so much more than that. And as a business coach who coaches people, I always tell them to charge more. Because I
have trouble doing that. It's like, but they could come and see me live and they get a lot of the same stuff, but it's not where I've basically distilled it down into what you need to know. And doing this is my first mini course, by the way. I've been doing the live classes every month, and that you get a good value with that. I think I charge less than a lot of folks do, but this is the first time I've distilled it down, and I'm realizing that just the fact that it is specific to what you're going to need, that in itself means you don't have to spend all the time looking for all the information. You've got it all in one place.
And honestly, that's the value of courses. That's the value of a VIP package. It's the value of not just in crafting, but yes, we can find anything everywhere for free. That is the world we all live in, but that's an overwhelming
You can go to the library for God's sake. We've always been able to do that.
But
and get the same information, but it takes time, it takes more effort, and you're not going to get as fast as results as if you take one of our classes.
That's a very good comparison. You can go to the library for free, but why did you buy the book?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a really good comparison.
You buy the book so that you don't have to go to the library every time you want this one piece of information that you know where it is in there. But
so I'm the oddball in this. I go to the library. I'm on a book ban. I'm not allowed to buy books. On my self-imposed book ban.
It's been so long since I've actually finished a book. When we go on vacation, we bring a book because you don't know TV what you're going to do. And my husband just finished the one that I had started reading also. And he started after I did. And I don't remember what happened. I have to start at the beginning again.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So if there's any other questions, Tracy?
No.
Sorry. Any other
questions? Susan, if you have any other questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And I will be live on Tuesday night back home in Florida.
Yeah. And you all have, if you go to day one, if you go to Debbie's page on this,
let me get my... also my link bio is there too.
Yeah. All your links are there, plus Debbie's in the Meet Your Speakers. She has a link to the website there as well. So all of it's there. You can find it. Hi, Todd. I didn't even see that. So there you go.
Todd's not here right now. Todd is off with his mom shopping.
No, I don't know who that was from. Yes.
No, that's Susan. Okay. The way our desks are set up, one of his desks is basically behind me. You guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Well, he has been known to sit back there barefoot and just do like the can with his feet, and they just crack up. They see him almost every week in his bicycling clothes because he's going to go ride his bike.
It's all good.
Okay. Susan says, I know. I'm asking for those who don't know you.
Excellent. Well, any other questions, let us know. Debbie's in the group. She'll answer. She's got a post that you can post anything if you have questions about lights and stuff like that. If you have any other questions, we will be back at 6 p.m. Tracy? Yes, 6 p.m. with Alicia from Australia. So they're waking up now in Australia. If you've been having any issues with their stuff, we will be back with her. And then Tracy, not this Tracy, but Tracy Pons will be with us at 7 o'clock tonight. So
I've got the page up on my computer. It's your website /live. And whenever you refresh it, it takes you to the next upcoming live stream.
Excellent.
Even if you don't go to the links, it goes to the next upcoming live stream.
Excellent.
So it's on my computer. It's sitting up over here on this monitor.
Well, we will see you at 6, and we'll see anybody who joins us at 6. We really appreciate you being part of our summit, Debbie. You've been with us since we started, so we appreciate it. Lots of fun.
I'm expecting another email from you because I know you'll do another one this year.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So, I say yes. Tracy may
invite her again, eh?
Well, okay. She's decided that I'm just a little bit too over the top. She doesn't want me back. Okay, you guys in the chat, do you want me back?
There's a really good way to do it.
Comment in the chat, and also if you haven't already done it, be sure to smash the like button. It's not on my channel. It's not going to give me any help, but it will let YouTube know that you love Tracy.
Yes.
So smash the like and follow and subscribe and all the things.
And you gotta do it. Then we'll definitely invite Debbie back. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Lots of hearts in the chat.
Want you back yet, Debbie? Nobody put a comment yet. They want you back.
I know. Even Susan doesn't want me coming back. I mean, come on.
We'll see. There we go.
There.
They had to think about it.
Do
they
I
only
really
got one
want
yes. Oh, they're coming.
Yay! Put some hearts in, Miss Ruth.
There you go.
Susan's thinking about it.
It took a moment, but hey, we'll all good.
Okay.
So
I know I'm over the top, but
Debbie.
I love you guys. I just want everybody to have fun. So y'all have a great time.
Yeah.
And I will see you in another chat.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks.